Hello, just doing a quick review of this Shimmer Volume 65 Wrestling DVD. I'll just talk you through the cover art before I go on to talk about the matches. So obviously a picture of Mia Yim there on the front. It's kind of a dark cityscape type design in the background. Maybe going for like a Sin City feel to it, I'm not sure. Maybe a bit of a comic book style to it. I've got a kind of text box down there that says Mia Yim is the challenger. A spine, we've got Jessica Havoc. Open it up for you so you can see the inside. On the inside front cover we've got the champion at the time, Chile de Melissa. With a couple of other text boxes here, she is a future legend and Chile de Melissa is the champion. Obviously the disc would sit here, but I've taken it out so you can see the pictures. In the top left we've got Chile de Melissa and Mia Yim. In the top right we've got Athena. In the middle we've got Jessica Havoc. Bottom left Leather Bates. Bottom right Courtney Rush. The disc incidentally looks like this. On the back got some more pictures. We've got Ray of the Ray and Leon tag team. We've got Sarah Knight, Lufisto and Nikki Storm. So to talk you through the matches then, the first one, Leather Bates, you may know from NXT, Old Blue Pants against Vader Scott. I think Vader Scott is a good commentator, but not really that good of a wrestler. I don't really rate Leather Bates either. Incidentally, Vader Scott is not doing commentary on this DVD. It's Portia Perez alongside Dave Prazak. I don't really rate either women in terms of their in-ring work, and I wasn't very impressed with the opening match, to be honest. The next one was a bit better though, Christina Boneri against Angie Sky, who I think is a relative newcomer to the main roster. She may have come through the Sparkle pre-show. Wasn't expecting much from this one, but it was actually a pretty good match. The third one though wasn't really very good either. It was Thunder Kitty. It's kind of got a bit of a comedy character going on, and kind of like a 1950s vintage gimmick, against the Spider Lady, who was kind of a throwback to an old character that briefly appeared in the 80s, I believe. The commentators kept mentioning something that happened long before with someone of the same name. I didn't really know what they were talking about. It's kind of before my time, so it kind of went over my head. But it was very much a comedy match, very stupid, not very good. Bit of a stinker, really, one to forget. Next, we had a 6-women match. It was the team of Courtney Rush, Evie, and Heidi Lovelace against the Canadian Ninjas, Nicole Matthews and Portia Perez, and their partner Jessica Havoc. This was quite a fun, entertaining match. The storyline behind it was that the Canadian Ninjas were trying to get Havoc to do kind of like the dirty work for them. They kind of lion's share of the work, and she was kind of getting pissed off with them. It was quite a fun match. Well worth checking out. Next we have Kana against Nikki Storm. I think Nikki Storm was supposed to be the heel, but she's quite charismatic and had the crowd kind of behind her, so it's kind of like a split crowd, 50-50. So she's not really appealing to me. I don't really like comedy characters, and she's kind of got a comedy persona going on. But the fans seem to love it, and they're slowly getting behind her, so she's obviously doing something right to win them over. It was a pretty good match though, as you would expect from Kana, and Nikki Storm held up her end too, so that was a good one. Next was a tag team title match, the Global Green Gangsters, Kelly Skater and Tamaka Nakagawa, defending against Sarah Knight and Rhea O'Reilly. It was decent enough. It might have been a bit of a bungled finish. I think the person that actually got the pin might not have been legal, might not have properly tagged in, but I could be wrong, but maybe there was a small mistake at the end there, but only a minor gripe. Next one was Yumi Oka against Lufisto. I haven't seen much of Yumi Oka, but what I have seen, I've not really been that impressed, and I wasn't really that impressed here. Lufisto seems to have got a bit more serious in the last year or two, maybe kind of morphed into more of a serious title contender as opposed to like more of a comedy babyface. I kind of like the change in her. I prefer watching her more in this role than she was in like a year or two back, but not the greatest match, but by no means bad. Next one, Ray and Leon against the Kimber Bombs, Kimberly and Cherry Bomb. This is a pretty good match as well. Much like the previous tag team match, it was quite entertaining and probably slightly better than that one. And yeah, it's not great, but certainly worth checking out. So yeah, I can't really say much more about that one. On to the final 3 matches now, and this next match is probably the best on the DVD. Athena against Kaylee Ray, probably the strongest match, a really good match. I was actually a bit surprised recently that Kaylee Ray didn't win British Boot Camp 2, losing out to Mark Andrews. I was a bit surprised she didn't win it, but anyway, a really good match here, in particular from Athena, who I think is really talented. The next one, Hiraku Shida, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly, who I think is one of the more talented ones to come out of Japan in recent years. She was really good here against the veteran of Shimmer, Mercedes Martinez. This was a strong match, as you would expect from the calibre of both wrestlers. Very good. Moving on to the main event now, the defending champion Chile de Melissa against Mia Yim, who you may know from TNA, having recently signed for them as part of the Doll's House under the name of Jade. But she was a bit restricted here because she was carrying a bit of a knee injury going into the match, so she didn't have a high-flying moveset as she normally does. She's a bit more ground-based. But they did kind of work that into the storyline of the match, so it was kind of added to the story, really. kind of like the valiant babyface battling against the odds, while the kind of heel champion was working over the injured knee for the majority of the match. So it didn't really play into the storyline and kind of made it more kind of easy to emotionally invest in it. So it's a bit restricting in terms of a highest flying moveset, but it did add elements to the match as well, so we can't complain too much. So overall, a very strong DVD, in particular the last 3 matches. So if you're a Shimmer fan, well worth checking out. Alright, that's pretty much it then. Bye.